Blessings, everyone, and so much love to all of you. Welcoming you to the Ascension Walk Series. And today's topic is about replacing joy with fear. And before I start, I'm going to just ask you to please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so, as this really helps get the content out, as well as turn on that notification bell so you can receive the future videos that are coming up. On this Ascension series, there are various topics that are dear and near to me in my personal walk of ascension and embodiment. And this one is a very important one because many of you will be able to relate to it, because the human journey has many different endeavors with it, and some of the situations that our soul has chosen to take part, the human vessel frankly gets scared and is frightened by what might happen. And a lot of times the energy in motion that really surfaces is fear. Now, sometimes some of these fears are more lighter. They're kind of like just a little bit, have a little nudge to them. Sometimes they're so frightening that they literally paralyze us. And through the Ascension walk, everything in between and on the extreme ends we get to experience. And it is designed specifically for our human vessel to go through it. Because one of the things that happens is that the energy in motion surfaces inside the human. So there's all kinds of physiological responses that takes place. And that is body of information. And usually it is tied to the younger years where our little selves got to experience some of these encounters, yet because it didn't have the maturity to handle it, it got stuck inside the body, inside the emotional body, in the pain system, and also in the mental plane. So then opportunities will come because there's a vibrational resonance within the physical body that is signaling that. So it will come as a match frequency to help transform that energy so it becomes lighter and it moves out of the field, out of the biosphere. And when it moves, what happens then, there is this space opens up, and it's very much like our internal computer data gets cleared, like how you clear the cache on your computer. It's very much the same. So some of these fears are there. Again, they're friends, they're not our enemy. Yet when we meet the emotion, because we have not been taught how to handle this emotion, we want to suppress it right away, or depress it, or avoid it, or ignore it. Yet if we give ourselves permission to meet it, there's a lot of information it wants to share. Sometimes the information is, for example, that I didn't feel safe is part of that. I experienced like being violated, or I felt betrayed. All of these things are in there, plus many more emotions. So there's an association of other emotions that ties into this fear. And what I wanted to bring about today in this conversation on this ascension walk is to first accept that fear is part of our ascension journey. It's only an emotion. However, when we give ourselves permission to completely own it and draw ourselves into it, then it takes us down into that energy field and we experience the fullness of it. So if a situation has arisen and your very first response is suddenly like your breath stops, there's like a pause and there's like a shock in your system where your muscles and everything, for example, freezes. Let's say you're in a car and somebody cuts you off and your immediate reaction is like that. So your central nervous system, everything gets affected. There's that immediate fear and there wasn't enough response, so your breath stops. So everything else gets tense and there's a clenching usually of that. And one of the things that I found that really helps me, immediately I breathe, and this talks to the earlier video that I talked about, a couple of videos which I'll post here, how breath is so important. The other part is I say to myself right away, the joy of divine is my strength. And I really say that I'm really aligned with this. And internally, I say to myself, the joy of divine is my strength. And I say it, and suddenly everything begins to open up, because truly that fear that comes is a separation from our divinity, where divinity is source, God presence, mighty I am. It's light, it's love, it's beauty, it's bounty, it's abundant, it's glorious, it's luminous. And fear, it's contraction, it's the opposite of it. So when it shows up, it is going to show up in our life. And when it shows up, right away, if you can train yourself to say, the joy of divine is my strength, it begins to run through your muscles, your breath, your bones, your bloodstream, and everything begins to open up. So the flow of the stream opens up and it moves through from your physical body out. It's streaming through internally and outwardly out. So you open up the passages within yourselves. However, if you remain in that fear, it will continue to block the light. So it's like the internal light of your own luminosity, the switch turns off. So everything gets dim. And within that, all those other energies that are heavier and are associated with it are attached to it magnetically, and they stay heavy because it's not spinning. It starts to slow down and spinning. So that's why if you ever notice you're depressed and sad, you're not moving very much. And when the energy rises, the spinning is much faster and there's a lot more joyous experience in that, because it's levity, it's light. Light, it has a faster oscillation. So if you can train yourself, maybe this or another one that really sounds better to you, you have to see which is the right resonance. You can say, the joy of God is my strength. The joy of my mighty I am is my strength. The joy, the key is to use the word joy, because joy is on this end and fear is on this end. And if you can use the word joy in replacing that, what happens in your subconscious mind connects to your conscious mind. And it's that feminine and masculine coming together, unifying, and being able to bring about that greater essence, that greater presence through. So whichever really resonate, and if you like Buddha or Christ, say that the joy of Jesus is my strength. You can say that. The joy of Buddha is my strength. You can say that. The joy of Krishna is my strength. Whatever, the joy of Mother Mary is my strength. Doesn't matter. What it is the joy that you connect to does that. And for those of you who are atheists, not a problem. You can say the joy of maybe stars is my strength. The joy of ocean is my strength. The key point is the one that you resonate with will create that shift of vibration. And within that shift of vibration, the energy transforms and transcends, and it goes back into movement. Energy is designed to always go into movement. And when it is in movement, it is flowing, because this grace of mighty I am, that infinite awareness, is always flowing through us. And when our human self restricts it, it stops the flow coming in. And this is something that really helped me through the days that I would have off a panic attack and I couldn't find my grounding, and all kinds of other things would begin surfacing inside, and it would just be like everything is caving in, and I'm about to lose it. So I had to find a way to help myself, and something that would resonate. And I knew joy was the key. And of course, the joy of my children were number one, that joyous love that would connect me right away to Holy Spirit, would connect me right away to my great I am, right away. Because sometimes when we are right in that moment of fear, we might not be able to access God right away. However, if we've been training ourselves on a daily basis and just saying this to ourselves, breathing it, there's an immediate memory there that we can bring it online and have it be utilized as a vehicle of change. So I hope and I trust this information supports you in Ascension Walk, because this Ascension Walk is filled with so many incredible ups and downs, and it is designed for us to meet these frequencies that are denser, so that our luminosity of love from that ascended state can meet it and transform it. And as it transforms out of our physical template, it transforms out of the emotional, mental, etheric, spiritual body, and it opens up the biosphere. So then more of these divine inheritances can flow easily. We don't have to think it or manipulate it. It just is. And thank you so much. I love to hear from you. I would love to read your comments, so please leave a comment. And if this video supports you, please go ahead and reshare it. That is the most wonderful way to assist me get the word out and also support others. The Ascension journey is about sharing. So much love and have a beautiful, bountiful day. Bye-bye.